Do you remember Cheryl Atkinson? She was the CBS reporter who was convinced that she was tweeting stuff and I can't remember exactly what it was, but the gist of it was the Obama administration is like bugging my computer because this whole Benghazi thing is gonna be huge. And so she landed on her feet at Sinclair Media.
Naturally.
And basically like the local version of Fox. These are the people who put the Swift Boat documentary.
Powerful, because it's like all local media is owned by Sinclair now.
And people don't realize it. They don't realize it. They also, I think, did the Clinton cash video. I think they played that. Well, anyways, she's got her own show now. And of course, she interviews the president. And part of Full Measure, that's the name of her show. And Donald Trump has the ability to, he is now talking, and this, I think, represents a little bit of a twist. Remember, like last week, it was Obamagate. It was a huge scandal brewing, but somehow Trump has already been able to defeat it.
I still don't understand what it is.
But what am I doing? I'm fighting the deep state. I'm fighting the swamp. And I said I was doing it, and I'm exposing the swamp. I think if it keeps going the way I'm going, and Ratcliffe is fantastic, if it keeps going the way it's going, I have a chance to break the deep state. It's a vicious group of people. It's very bad for our country, and that's never happened before. No
one's ever been able to break the deep state.
Never. There's this new book about this. I forgot what the reporter's name is. I'll look it up in a second. About how the right wing basically took the idea of the deep state from the left, and because it's about the military industrial complex on the left, and it was, again, back to Bannon, like it was a Bannon decision to make this a central theme of his candidacy. So all these it was like whatever the version of bureaucracy was for the Bush administration, they've taken it to another level with the deep state. This is
right. They made it.
Yeah.
Is this David Rode you're thinking of?
I think so. Let me check my podcasts because I listened to it the other day.
They have basically melded this notion of a sort of consistent structural, some people call it the blob, as it were, particularly in terms of like national security issues and foreign policy. But like the existing bureaucracy, the existing like sort of institutional memories, and they've basically turned it into some type of like updated version of the Bilderberger group.
Right.
And where they're meeting in their they're meeting out in the woods and banging drums and figuring out how they're going to take out Donald Trump. It
doesn't help that you have like members of the FBI, former members of the CIA, who are on Twitter challenging Trump. They're not political figures. They're just angry that Trump is dismissing intelligence, just, not understanding, the process or the law or whatever it is that they're complaining about based on the day of the week. But it doesn't help to have that narrative, that back and forth. It plays right into
I agree. I mean, I think most of those people who are doing it for self-interested reasons. I think, obviously, if there was a deep state, these folks, they would tell these folks like, hey, knock it off.
Right.
Let's get somebody else to do this.
Selling
right.
books.
It's a little bit obvious.
It's actually us, Sam.
Well, I mean, that's what, if I was the deep state, that's what I would do. Don't get CIA people to represent your interests.
Don't run
on Twitter.
Flame for Congress.
Right. Be a little bit, sophisticated about this.